Hello people, I'm Jabby Kuwait, joined by Char Kirk.
What's up?
So this is called Tribute to Mani Ratnam, in parentheticals, The Guru. Pranav Sri Prasad, RCM Creative Media, birthday special. As of right now, this has 50,000 views, and if you want to see the whole video uncut, then you should probably go to the original channel, because I'm fairly certain that at the end of this edit, it's going to be chopped up a bit, because I scrolled down and I noticed there's a lot of copyright music within the video. I'm probably gonna try to finagle my way through this by lowering the audio sometimes and whatnot, but more than likely there is music end to end on this. We'll have an uncut reaction on Patreon if that's the case, and I recommend going to the original video just to give him some love. You know, subscribe to his channel. He's got 71,000 subscribers, almost at 72,000. You can help him get to a century.
நல்ல எழுத்துக்கு நல்ல படிப்பு வேண்டும். சம்பவங்களை உன்னிப்பாக கவனிக்க வேண்டும். நாம எழுத போற கதையை வேற யாராவது இன்னும் சிறப்பாக எழுதிடுவாங்களான்னு பார்க்கணும்.
Hey there.
Yeah, remember that movie?
நாம பேசுறது லெனின், ஸ்டாலின், ஹிட்லர் எல்லாரும் கஷ்டப்பட்டு சாதிக்க முடிஞ்ச சக்தி.
He likes trains, huh?
Is he the one that made it popular?
I don't know.
That made it famous?
It is important to have a director to handle it in a very nice way.
He does it, like, his film work is incredible.
சினிமா, சவுத் இந்தியன் சினிமா ஒரு வால் இருக்கும். அந்த வாலை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிரேக் பண்ணது வந்து மணிஷ் சார்.
ഷോലെ കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മികച്ച തിരക്കഥയായിട്ട് ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു നായകൻ.
I consider the best gangster film that possibly is made in Indian cinema.
அதுக்கப்புறம் நாயகன் படம் பார்த்துட்டு I feel shy in myself.
I have not seen jump cuts in Indian films until that day. Moved on to 2010 with Ravan. He stopped jump cutting because that had become a cliche.
Interesting.
Kind of genres that he's achieved success in. From a thriller to a Roja to a Nayakan to an Anjali. That's the kind of genres that no director in the world has managed to find an expertise in.
I'm sitting here only because of you.
Oh. Ow.
What's happening?
50 வருஷம் முன்னாடி சுதந்திரம் வாங்கின நேரத்துல எங்களுக்கு நிறைய ப்ராமிசஸ் கொடுத்தாங்க. ஆனா ஒண்ணு கூட நிறைவேற்றல. நீ எங்க பொண்ணு இல்ல.
நல்லவரா கெட்டவரா? அம்மா எதுக்காக என்ன தூக்கி எறிஞ்சிட்டா?
இதான் சூரி. வணக்கம். என் தோழன், என் கூட பிறந்தவன், என் தளபதி. தேவராஜன் நண்பன்.
உனக்கு ஏதாவது பழைய ஃப்ரெண்ட் இருக்காங்களா?
நான் மந்திரி பதவிக்கு தகுதி இல்லாதவன்.
என் மேல சந்தேகப்படுறியா அதிகமா?
நம்பாத.
How many of these films have we seen?
We've definitely seen the one with Aditi Rao Hydari. I don't know if we've seen.
And we watched one other one here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
இது முடிவில்லை.
ஆரம்பம் எதிர்காலம் இளைஞர்கள் கையில. இனியொரு விதி செய்வோம், விதியினை மாற்றும் விதி செய்வோம்.
Wow.
That one.
Yeah. So we've seen like more of his recent stuff for sure.
I imagine watching the reaction is not going to do this video any justice at all because the volume's lower and then it's probably chopped up. So I strongly recommend going to the original video if you can to watch that. It made me really want to see his other stuff.
Yeah.
Because even the little segments, I thought this was a really well done video as far as tributes go, because we've watched a number of tributes at this point, and that was definitely one of the better ones on the scale. I wish it had subtitles end to end. You know, sometimes your ear has to do some work because even if it's in English, you might think that it's still Hindi or Malayalam or Telugu or Tamil. Like, even if it's in English, there's an accent in there, and so my mind is still going, well, hold on, I had to like back up and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so sometimes when stuff is cut together real quick, I don't know what I'm supposed to hear in English and what I'm supposed to be reading. I don't know if that makes any sense. For any of you guys who have watched anything with subtitles, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's weird. Watching a movie with subtitles is more than twice the work sometimes. It's not as passive an experience. It's very active. You're going up and down a lot. You're having to go through your translation system and translate the meaning and, figure out the context emotionally and whatnot in combination with the visuals. And so it's a different experience altogether. That's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is RCM, promo, and remix, if you do another video like this, I would love it if you just put subtitles across the board so that there's no confusion at all for me. But even despite that, I felt like it was very solidly edited. Like, especially if you have the context for those films and you know those films, you know those pieces, it helps even more to appreciate this montage. I'm sure that a number of those images, like, when you see them as a longtime fan, it resonates with you as like, oh my God, like those feelings kind of come back when you see them again.
It's so incredible as well that Mani Ratnam has such a huge body of work, and he's been able to break barriers and work across different industries within India, which I think is incredible. And that's, I think, in large part due to the fact that he's just an incredibly talented director. Anytime I've watched a trailer of his stuff or when we've had the opportunity to watch his work, the thing that always sticks out the most is just how visually stunning it is. Like, he's so good at capturing beauty. He must have some sort of special way of looking at the world because it just kind of has this very beautiful veneer over it, even when it is something violent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is 2002. Maybe it wasn't this one.
Chaka Chivantha Vanam? Didn't we watch it?
I thought we did, but he's
And
saying
we
2002 here,
watched
so unless he put the
Kachru.
wrong date.
He did, yeah. He made a note in there on the bottom. He says there's a small mistake in CCV.
22. Okay, so
Yeah.
it is Cheka Chivantha Vanam.
Yeah.
See, that's one of those titles where it's a Tamil title, and there's no way I was going to remember that title, but I just recognized the imagery. I recognized
Yeah.
the movie itself.
Exactly.
And I remember the feeling from watching that story.
And Kachru Viliadai as well. Like, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but seeing it in here, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And I know that we had some issues in that movie with...
Which we've told to DT directly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt that it was an incredibly beautiful and well-made film.
Oh yeah, visually it
Yeah.
was stunning. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing that's actually drawing me to this director is his visual style. I want to see more of his films more because of that than anything else.
Even with Dil Se, I really want to see that for several reasons. Like, it's a super famous film. It's got Shah Rukh Khan, but I love that song, Chaya Chaya. You know, I thought that was such a fun song. It was visually really interesting to look at. And watching this, you see, oh, he kind of seems to have this love affair with trains. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear what they were saying about him as a director. Like, according to this, it seemed like he's the first one who brought the jump cut into Indian cinema, and then as soon as it started becoming too widely
fad.
done,
Yeah.
he was just like, all right, I'm done with that. I'm on to the next thing. And he's constantly innovating, constantly trying something new, which I think is great and you should do as an artist.
The Wachowskis are the ones that introduced bullet time into cinema, and then when they saw everyone else was doing it, they're like, okay, we're gonna do this one more time, and we're done with it.
Yeah.
And they stopped doing bullet time. I can understand that feeling when it becomes a fad, like the Inception theme song has become used everywhere.
Right.
And so Hans Zimmer stopped doing it. I can understand that frustration, or just the need to move on from, you know, something that's so ubiquitous, everyone's doing it. Despite my reservations with Katru Veliadai, I still remember that being a pleasing visual experience,
Yeah.
nonetheless. I don't know how I sit with his stories in general, because I haven't seen enough of his films, but I just, even from this, and in combination with my memory of the experience of watching his movies, I know that visually, he makes stunning films.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested in checking more of his movies out. So I would love it for you guys to comment below your favorite movies from Mani Ratnam and tell us what you recommend and why you recommend, not just the title, but like specifically why you think that we would have a pleasant experience with it, be it the acting, the story, or the visuals. I think visuals is always gonna be the first thing that's leading me in, because that's the thing that brought me to Indian cinema in the first place. Even with older films, it's made at a different time, and so the emotional connection you have with that film is gonna be fundamentally different than it was for the people that the film was made for, of that era. But I think that withstands the test of time beyond having a good emotional connection in terms of the way the story is told. I think visuals, like good visuals, stand the test of time.
Yeah, like something beautiful and pleasing to watch.
Yeah.
I think that's why some films are classics, you
Right.
know?
I mean, you look at something like Citizen Kane, the emotional connection there is kind of cold. It's hard to connect with that movie on a deep level, but you watch it, you take into consideration the limitations of filmmaking at that time, and it's mind-blowing to watch Citizen Kane. That's, again, my biggest draw, not to like harp on that. That's my biggest draw here. So when you guys comment, just let us know what you think it is that we'll be intrigued by, so I can take that into consideration with selecting the next title from Mani Ratnam. And we'll probably put out a poll to even further narrow down what we should be watching next. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Make sure to go to RCM Promo and Remix's YouTube channel. Give the original video a like, give him a subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this from him. And check out Achara Kirk on the social media, as well as the Jabs if you feel like doing that. Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And subscribe. All notifications, please. I'm Jabby Kawai. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.